I'm Rabbi Jeremy Sher in Oakland, California. One of the most important aspects of my spiritual counseling practice is the question behind the question. So let me explain. People will often come to me as a non-sectarian spiritual counselor or as a rabbi with a particular question about an aspect of their religion, whether it be my own religion or not, and they're just kind of wondering what the religion says about it. I'll give you an example. I get a lot of questions about the afterlife. Um, what does Judaism say about the afterlife? What does my particular Christian denomination say about the afterlife? Other religions, and the temptation may be to just sort of give out information, right? That is not always what the person wants. And this is a little bit of an extreme example, but it's illustrative. I have a specialty, particularly within my charitable practice, Mind and Soul Chaplaincy, in helping clients who are living with mental illness. And I do street ministry on Mondays and Thursdays in Oakland and San Francisco. And I see a lot of folks who are really living with a lot of distress. And I would add that last year I was the inpatient unit chaplain at a psychiatric hospital in San Francisco. I can't think of a time when I have had a question about the afterlife uh, from somebody living with mental illness that hasn't really been about suicidal ideation. And being able to get to that question behind the question. Tell me why you're asking. Let's talk about what's going on for you when that question comes up, and it might be 15 minutes before we're able to really in that conversation get to the question behind the question. But it is possible to save lives by counseling in this way, and by giving somebody an outlet, maybe to make one step of progress working through their distress, their spiritual distress may help them to feel that way less. Sometimes you find that hospitalization is necessary. I have had to make that call in the past a few times. And sometimes you find folks who are already in a safe environment and really kind of are there to work through that. So that's an extreme example, but it really illustrates the value of getting to the question behind the question. Not just answering the question, but maybe answering a little bit just to respect the question that was asked, but really also to get behind that question, figure out what's going on, and really do a spiritual assessment and help that person um, make some progress in the struggle that they find themselves in. Uh, so the question behind the question, look, it saves lives. It also makes a good spiritual counseling practice. Uh, so it's always something that I have in my mind when I'm doing spiritual counseling. The stakes aren't always quite that high, but the principle is the same. And when they are, hopefully, uh, we're doing the kind of professional work that will help people the most with what they need um, behind the question that they're asking. So thank you very much. The question behind the question.